Righto. Righto. Let's go. Good evening, everybody. Dogs13, how are you, my friend? Slash. A safe drive home from work. We are in the good old mole. That had a night paint scheme on it. I've kitted it out with a few bits and pieces, a helix, an impact, and a Hofstadter, and a bunch of bits and pieces. I don't know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing. Alpha Rod joining us on YouTube. How are you, my friend? I thought I'd go, looking for a little bit of gold. As I mentioned last night, I'm getting into, my interest in messing about in the creek on a weekend, having some fun, digging up some dirt, and maybe finding the odd little piece of tiny little piece of gold. It's not really about finding gold. It's just about getting out on a weekend and enjoying some sunshine now that the weather's getting better, and messing about in the creek and, popping past and seeing my dad, who lives in the Golden Triangle here in Victoria. That's the area between Ballarat, Bendigo and Maryborough. And messing about. So I am now officially, I have my miner's rights, so I can oh yeah, there you go. If you want to send me any mail, go prospecting for some for some tiny little bits of gold. So I thought I'd jump into some Star Citizen, climb aboard the old mole. I'm on my way to Eta right now, and just mess about for a little bit. So let's jump in. I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend. Under the Mineral Resources Sustainable Development Act 1990. Just, a little bit of fun. Must remember, I've got cruise control on. I haven't been in a prospector or a mole for quite some time. I know that there's been some changes to mining. In terms of refining, how you refine, I'm not 100% sure. But we're gonna find out! Got the in-game music on tonight. Playing about in the Onyx facility last night with Dark Icon was so much fun. And really, what added to the experience was the music. So I'm glad that Rhino told me to put the music on. Alright, we've got our scanner running. See what we find. I was thinking about going gem mining, but I've been watching a lot of gold prospecting videos, and I thought, look, I'm going to get in the mole, go for a little adventure. And see what we found. Now, I've found gold on Eta before. I'm not 100% sure where the best place for gold is. Alright, we need to slow down a little bit. We'll just cruise around in SCM mode. The SCM mode is a little slow. It'll take me a little bit of time to get used to it. The ship. We'll cruise around in nav mode. I've totally forgotten how to scan these rocks. I think I need to get in a turret, right? I don't think I can scan anything from here. Mining. Or maybe I can. Wind here is crazy. Laranite iron. Okay, so you can. Don't know how I'm going to go being pushed around like this a lot, though. We might need to jump in the prospector. What the hell am I missing here? With the movement is crazy. Well, it's broken unless you're on a hot fix. Everything's always broken. Broken how? No scanning? Okay, yeah, it's scanned already. Gold! I think I'm gonna have to go back and get the prospector. I do like how the scanning is pretty quick now, though. Emily, how are you? Cross, how are you trying to dual watch here on YouTube, but your connection is wanting? We're just drifting. Have I got something weird on? Yes, I do. What's it called? Coupled mode. Classic. If I had a crew, I could use the mole. What's broken about the mole, Rhino? Maybe we'll get a crew together at some stage. Here we go, little 6,000. It's only 21% gold. Multi-crew is getting more needed. Less being able to solo the ships. I like that. Oh boy. Ba-da-da-da. All right. Sweetheart, that guy Cross on Twitch says to say hi. That guy Cross on Twitch says to say hi. Says I saw the ninja straw by. There was another little cluster somewhere I want to have a look at. Hacker site. It would be pretty sweet if you could fit like a geo in a mole. That would be neat. What's this, eh? One little Attackemite rock. The geo is broken also. What's broken about these things, Rhino? Everything is always broken. But broken in terms of how. Oh, it automatically scans, hey? That's sweet. The UI not working properly. Who needs a UI? That sounds like a skill issue. You go by feel and sound. It would be sweet if it was like that. See, I've got no idea what the difference between, like, for example, this felsic deposit and that igneous deposit we were looking at before. You see, it automatically scans. That's awesome. Sun behind. Regolith. I think I've seen that website before. Some quantanium. Tiny, tiny little piece of quantanium. A picker. I really like that. Scanning it, you know, if you're in this mining mode, in the Pilates seat. Well, I think I also need to be in SCM mode, right, for turrets and stuff to work. I am in the mole, Emily. I go mole. Other Fig, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Just floating about tonight. Just floating about. listen to a little bit of in-game music. See what sort of gold we can find. Just snap about, really. Not doing anything too serious. Just adventuring. 2 days in a row, motherfig. I know. See, now if I do 2 days, I don't really need to stream anymore for like a month or so. A little bit of gold in this little picker. It's already purple, which means we can gobble it straight up. Now, I don't remember which laser is which. So we're going to have to run around and check them all. Let's start with this one down here. Oh, do I have a helmet on? I do. Right, what's in this front one? Is this laser number 1 or number 2? Does it go from port to starboard? 1, 2, 3? Or is 1 in the middle, or is there a power button somewhere? Okay, so this is the focus 3. So I think this is laser number 2. Let's go have a look on the port laser. Because I know I put a Hofstadter on there. With a couple of FLTR XLs, I think they're called. The filter extraction ones. The Hofstadter is my extraction laser. Or my secondary brake on small rocks, because it's quite a soft laser. Yeah, Hofstadter. So we have an exit button. Maybe. Power on. Oh yes, that's right. We need to be in SCM mode, don't we? At least that way we get some shields and stuff, which we'll probably need, because I haven't been mining for a while, but it's highly likely that I'm going to damage the ship. Okay, into SCM mode. Wish this stuff was easier to read. Maybe it's my glasses. Maybe it's just the UI being a little bit weird. But I do find those displays difficult to see. I really like the mole. We haven't had very many multi-crew adventures in the mole. But it's good fun. Alrighty. We have an SCU of gold! 2 SCU of gold! 3 SCU of gold! Let's go! Maybe I do need to put some music on. It must have some music. Maybe we just leave it off. Excuse me. Oh boy. I had a good sleep today, but I'm still so tired. Well, I say a good sleep. I lay down to have a little bit of a nap, and that nap turned into sort of sleep. But still, it wasn't a proper sleep because I just kept on changing the hours. Like, oh, 1 more hour, 1 more hour, and then the alarm would go off, and I'd be like, it's only been 5 minutes, 1 more hour. I actually need to have a proper sleep. We has gold! Terranite iron. Once the nodes change to single resource, then it might take up mine again. I know, it's going to be so boring. Really, I don't like anything that's spoken about in terms of mining. I like having this mix of resources in there. And then to extract the specific resources you're looking for, you should have to play with your equipment. Rather than just saying, okay, well, this is a gold rock, that's an iron rock, this is a tin rock. It's so boring. Alright, let's go check out this stuff. See what they end up doing. But, you know, the potential and possibilities is there. Why are we mining in the dark? For it to be actually quite engaging, fun and interesting, rather than just click and mine like gem mining is. Already done these ones. Alright, I think we might go find some sunshine. Because we do enough missions in the dark. I don't really want to do any mining in the dark. What is that quantum beacon? Let's head up there. We'll go around to OM1. Excuse me. Oh boy. Mix makes no sense. You're going to be looking for quality. Mix makes perfect sense. It's how all minerals are found. Gold, for example, is typically, it depends on the region, it's carried on quartz. And then the quality is a matter of how you refine it. I don't know why they continually want to just make up their own rules. Why don't they just follow normal science? And everything would be dandy. Like hard rock gold, typically carried on quartz, which is why you need to crush that. Check out SWG crafting and you will understand. No, not. What the hell, man? I swear we were just at Eta. And I traveled to an OM point. Maybe I wasn't at Eta. Hell am I? What's going on with these quantum markers too? Looking for a high quality gold or a medium quality gold just sounds so incredibly boring to me. I'd rather find gold and then have to tune and play with my equipment to extract out the highest quality gold I can from that deposit, rather than just looking for, you know, high quality gold. It just sounds so boring. Let me find gold and then use my the knowledge of my equipment and the tools that I have to extract the highest quality minerals I can from it. That sounds fun and engaging to me. But yes, obviously everybody is different. And people are going to want different levels of complexity in their gameplay, and that's perfectly fine. You have it made up in your head it will be like that, but yeah, it might be different to how you think it will be. Of course it'll be different to how I think it will be. CIG will do what CIG want to do. And I'm sure once they've, put things in, my approach will change, my perspectives will change. I might like some of what they've done, might not like some of what they've done, of course. I don't have anything made up in my head because, there's no point doing that. I know at this point in time how I would like to see things done, but then they might introduce something different that changes that. That's the wonderful thing about independent thought, is it's constantly changing. As long as things are slowly but constantly changing, I'm happy with that. Small but continuous improvement. Thus be the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen. Let them cook and make up mine when it's changed. Yeah, 100%. People are already throwing their toys out of the pram with the salvaging changes. Ooh, I've got to check out some salvaging too. Maybe that'll be the next one. Go for a float around in my vulture. Maybe I wasn't at Eta before. Maybe I was still at Hurston. Really do enjoy this though, just floating about. Obviously at this stage I don't really mind what I'm mining, because until we have a point or a purpose for the minerals and stuff that we're mining, the only point is to get money. So when we do get crafting and all different types of stuff is necessary, it's going to be even more exciting. Because again, even then, I won't mind what I'm mining, because all of it will be useful. As someone who's always been a resource collector and a crafter in all the MMOs I've played, that's what I'm really looking forward to, just hoarding stuff. That's why they are moaning they're losing their easy money making. Well, that's a problem Star Citizen or CIG has created for themselves. Like, the price of everything should be slashed by 100-fold. Like, there's a 1 million credit mission. That is absolute nonsense talk. Alright. Oh no, I've got to go into... Oh yeah. Mining mode. Absolute nonsense talk. See how things progress as they finally get towards their 1.0. We have all their features and everything in, and then it's just about adding content and then new features in major patches. Excuse me. granite deposit. People are so used to just making quick, easy money. There's a bit of gold. People are so used to just making quick, easy money, and that's a situation that CIG is bred. More gold. That's a chunky rock, though. Can't break that by myself. An experienced miner might be able to, but not me. 53k. Borace and iron. That 1 million credit mission is supposed to be a group mission. Yeah, that's something else that they don't do very well at the moment. Alright, let's have a look, hey? Slowly sinking. Let's get VTOL active and see what happens. Right, what did we have on this laser? This was the impact, right? So I think this is going to have a focus 3 and 2 Rika C3s on it, all passive modules. Nope. Focus 3 and a surge and a stampede. Okay. See what happens. I think this might be what Rhino was talking about before, about the UI being busted. I need to jump in the Hofstadter for these ones. Too much power. Even at minimum. See if we can do it by sight and sound. And if we walk away with something, we walk away with something. And if we don't, we don't. I'm just here to mess about. Oh, hang on, am I not in SCM mode? How was I able to fire the first laser if I wasn't in SCM mode? That sounds a little bit strange to me. Let's go have a look. Oh, good lord. I swear I was in SCM though. Maybe I wasn't. I know what breaks people's realism and their immersion and stuff. But in other games, speaking of multiplayer missions and stuff, it'll be interesting to see what they do with, you know, instancing of locations. Because in other games, you know, when I've gone to do different sorts of dungeons, it just won't let you. You don't have enough people in your party to do this dungeon. Okay? And I know that breaks people's immersion. I should be able to do whatever I want to do. And I understand that from a certain perspective. But all that really encourages is finding people people finding ways to break the game. The rocks are all just disappearing. We're exploding them into powder. Excuse me. To change. I know there's only a 1% difference, but I want to change that other FTRL module that I have for the FTRXL module. The extraction rate doesn't really bother me. That extra 1% of inert material. Just change live to hotfix and load up again. Can't be bothered. I'm mining. Whether I'm getting anything or not doesn't bother me at all. Like, there's nothing to do with what I get except sell it, and I don't need any money. Yeah, hotfix it. Yeah, exactly. Eventually the hotfix will go live, and then there we go. Nothing to worry about. But as it is, I'm out here busting rocks. That's really all I want to do tonight. Just float around. Maybe later on I'll go to a sneaky bunker. I'm not really dressed for rock mining in a full suit of heavy armor. I wish there was like more mining, you know, orientated helmets and outfits. Obviously in the mole we're exposed to the atmosphere, right? We're not in a atmosphere contained environment like we would be in a prospector. So we need to be wearing an undersuit and a helmet. It would be sweet to see if we can have, you know, more mining orientated, you know, stuff to wear. You logged in, Motherfig, and saw you had all your ships unlocked out. Just double check, make sure I still got everything. Okay, yeah, good. I'm done. You can sell the raw ore, but not the refined. I'm not here to worry about trying to sell anything. All that stuff will get fixed at some stage. And other things will get broken and fixed and broken and fixed and broken and fixed. We've all played Star Citizen long enough to know the deal. So this other huge one down here, I want to have a sneaky peek. So this is And these numbers are so hard to see. I think that says 29,610 or something. 29,816. That was close. Versus this rock, which is 53,000. Swear. This giant, by the way, that one. Maybe not. I was going to say that one on the right looks. Now we can check it out more in close in person. This one on the left didn't look as big as the one on the right. It's still giant.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Commander. Twitch is broadcasting an alert.
Okay.
Jason the Bruce can't get enough Tim Tam
Hey,
slams.
Jason
They've
the
been
Bruce.
subscribed for 11 months. Lands and immediately takes damage. Well done.
I didn't even land. The ship just despawned around me. These kind of look similar size to me. Well, I guess size isn't really an indicator, right? We're talking about the mass. Well, I guess mass is how big something is, right? Not its density. That's odd. This isn't Legends of the Old West. Man, I haven't done any hobby work this week. Like I said just 10 minutes back, I'm so tired. And they've fucked up my pay slip. So I've got to deal with that on Monday. I did try to ring people's services today, but they're only open between 8 and 5. 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's not fantastic for people who freaking work a night shift, right? Anyway, sort that out on Monday. Motherfig, you've been playing a little bit of Elite? Ooh, Rhino calls me a traitor. I haven't played any No Man's Sky for a while. Well, I haven't played anything until last night for whenever the last time we played stream was. I haven't played anything. But I wouldn't mind checking out Elite Dangerous. I play the cartoon game Elite Dangerous. Mr. Big George P, how are you? What's this? A wild crouch appears in my streaming live list. No Man's Sky is a cartoon. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I love about it. Is it's not, you know, it's not trying to be a realistic simulation like CIG are trying to create with Star Citizen. It's just a game. All right. The situation now is mildly difficult. We are marooned. We are marooned. How many points of interest have they added to Eater? Not many. Kind of in the middle. Ryder.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Commander.
Woodruff.
Twitch is broadcasting an alert.
Okay.
Big Georgie can't get enough Tim Tam slams. They've been subscribed for 2 months.
Big Georg. Big George, thank you, mate, for the sub. Jason the Bruce for upping his sub as well. Legends. I'll fix this because something weird to my panels. There you go, that's better. There's a neutron star that's spinning close to the speed of light, and 1 spoonful of that star weighs more than Mount Everest. So you come back to the mass and density. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right, so I did notice that there's a little compass here now. Maybe that's always been there. I don't know how much that's going to help me. I don't think this arrow actually points in the direction I'm facing. Maybe it does. That's a long way to run to Woodruff. So let's see if we face this direction a little bit and check our map again. Navigation on the ground is something that I'd love them to spend some time on. Get install and come get me. Oh, no, that's all right. We'll just go back to menus if we have. But it will probably be Monday before I get there. Yeah, I haven't seen. Okay, let's try this, right? 180. Check our map again. It doesn't look like. Serious. I don't think that this little arrow has any indication on which direction you're actually facing. Back into the game! I think we'll jump in the prospector. Now that we're kind of forced to. We'll find out what's happened to the mole. Maybe it's been transported back to my hangar. Oh, God. Excuse me, that's the 3rd big yawn so far. Ismaki, how are you, my friend? Hello. Willkommen. You mother pigs, for fuck's sake, firing up. Now we just go back to menus.
Welcome to the ASOP.
When we have thousands of points of interest and a better way to navigate on the ground, then I'm really looking forward to get, those points where you're stranded or abandoned or whatever. And then being able to realistically manage to find your way somewhere on foot. So the mole is currently unknown. That's right. We did have a box of stuff on that mole, but that's all right. Let's grab our prospector. You're good, Ismaki, but say that your mole didn't work. So bringing my prospector out again and trying to break some bigger rocks this time.
For a violation of the verbal morality statute.
For cheating. Well, sadly, at this point, we don't really have very many viable alternatives to being stranded.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Close the chat. True. Atreyu. Oh yeah, I had to restart my computer. To be fair, that was a game created
You are
issue,
fined one
not a
credit
Vim
for
created
violation
one
of the
for
verbal
a
morality
change. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Looks like we've got Atreyu back on board. Atreyu,
Standing by to assist you, Commander.
close the chat.
Certainly, Commander.
Alright. Let's have a look at our prospector, right? Our Miss Prospector. Let's get some Hadonite livery on it. Let's have a look. We've got an Arbor in there, hey? That's all we have. Okay. Let's chuck a C3 on it. Give it a little bit of extra power. Do not have any other mining lasers. Whatever. Whatever. Let's go have a look and see what we can
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
find.
Your vehicle
All right.
has been delivered to the following location.
Emily, you don't want to be able to find your way somewhere inside Citizen? I want most planets' moons to be fairly sparsely populated. To feel really alone and isolated when I'm planet side. Yeah, but, you know, that's wonderful. But what do you do when you become isolated? It's lovely to know for about 6 seconds that I'm the only thing here for however many hundreds of kilometers. Until you're like, okay, well, what do I do about this? My only option is to log out and log back in. You know, looking at the map while stranded and thinking closest outpoint is 5 hours on foot. How much oxygen do I have? 2 hours. Yeah, exactly. And then, like you said, you better have some friends. Or, you know, a freaking Uber.
It does again.
The game definitely needs in-game mechanics for stranded players to get back to civilization. And hopefully that'll come, you know. Player beacons and all that sort of stuff is fantastic and needs to be there. And, you know, interactions between players is super important. But people need to be able to play the game using, you know, game mechanics. An ED taxi system would be cool. Yeah, they need to have you know, an in-game method of being able to pull up a retrieval, have a rescue, and yes, that might cost you more than using, you know, other players, for example. Which is why then you'd say, actually, I don't want to spend, you know, 1.5 million on a rescue. Let me see if a player can come and pick me up for, you know, 100 grand or whatever, using, you know, player transport beacons, which we don't have right now. And never really worked properly anyway. You just pancaked your prospectors, Marky? No! Oh well, now you get to get a new one and do it all again. You'll see me pancake this prospector several times for sure. I love how all my MFDs are duplicated. Let's do self status and target status. Let's do scanning. Oh, manage. That looks good to me. 100k per rescue, you owe Acorn a lot of credits. I have paid him a couple of credits. You know, not a huge amount, but you know, he puts himself in that position. I don't ask him to be there. Hangar request completed. Doors are open. This prospector is really quiet. Make no soundy. Very well insulated spaceship. Like in Stanton, where there is some sort of government there, send an SOS and a Corvette or something gets dispatched to pick you up. Like how in real life governments send helicopters to get people off mountains. Yeah, I mean, once well, hopefully, when we have, working NPCs and, there's life in NPCs and stuff flying around, going about their business and all that sort of stuff, we can see something like that. Where an NPC can fly in like an M50 or a Corvette or, whatever, a rescue ship, a freaking Cutlass Red or whatever. That will be sweet. Set a course for Eta.
Acknowledged.
Activate cruise control.
Cruise control has been activated, sir. I will maintain the current speed.
Send us there.
Certainly, Commander.
But in Pyro, better have friends. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the game needs to have both sides of the coin. Those people who prefer to interact with the players either from a gameplay perspective or a financial perspective or an immersion perspective. And those people who perhaps 6A, which means it's going to be on the side. My OMs from my OMs. Can use an in-game service, an NPC-driven service. Ismaki, what's this voice command wizardry you've got going on? I use Voice Attack. So I have a program called Voice Attack. It's a speech recognition software and it translates speech. In this case, into keyboard commands. But it can do heaps of stuff. It's a very powerful program if you know how to use it and if you like to get into a little bit of coding and stuff. Voice Attack's an amazing program. But I simply use it to translate, I guess, my voice, for example, if we want to activate cruise control.
Cruise control has been activated, sir.
And when it hears that, it's constantly listening to everything I say. And when it hears a command it recognizes that I've programmed into it, in that case, all it's doing is pressing Alt-C on my keyboard and activating cruise control. You can get a free version of Voice Attack, which allows you to set up 10 commands. So you could have all your favorite ones. Otherwise, you can buy the paid version of Voice Attack. I haven't looked at it for a while. I bought it a few years ago. I'm assuming it's still a one-time purchase. It's not like a subscription model. And it's only £20. I think when I bought it, it was £15. I'm obviously in Australia, so £15 for me is like $6,000. It might be £20. I can't quite remember. It's not very expensive. Unless you live in Australia, then it's $65,000. Unless you're prepared to have another child, then they do accept babies. I think I'm just joking. Don't worry. Yeah, so it translates voice commands to, keyboard bindings, yep. And so that navigation one that I had set up just then involved a whole bunch of moving the mouse to certain locations and then pasting something out of the clipboard into the search bar, and so we can navigate to most of the known bodies in Stanton and some specific locations that I go to quite frequently, like Lawville or Everest Harbour, or all the space stations and major landing zones and stuff I've programmed in, but I don't know the names of all the outposts and stuff, so those I still need to do manually. Pancake incoming. Pancake incoming. Saved it. Oh boy. Should have brought a little mining tool with me just in case I find some hand minables. By the way, Twitch, we've got an ad about to start. I'm sorry, I don't have any control over the ads. I don't really understand how Twitch works. I'm a pro streamer. Bit of obsidian, hey? Alright, let's get some stable flight happening here. Decoupled mode. They're automatically gonna scan it, like the mold does. As beryl, iron. I can't hear the ship making any beeping sound. Beryl and iron. Yeah, when we have crafting in, I really want to be an iron miner, an ironmonger. We've spoken about that multiple times before. Beryl and iron. It's gonna be all beryl and all iron. Borace. Sneaky business. Guess eventually a couple of eggs and a kangaroo is going to hold some value. Maybe not a kangaroo. Emu. Emu for sure. Let's go check this thing out. I thought for a moment that said a generous deposit. An igneous deposit, hey? What's in this igneous deposit? Meister Chewy Num Nums! Hey Crouch, long time no see. It has been a while. Taranite, hey? Taranite is a tier 1 mineral. Laranite is lower than Taranite. There's some gold for us. I think we'll take that little bit of gold. See what that says. Iron. It has been a while. Just sort of disappeared for a couple of months. Don't mention the Emu War. More gold. Dark times indeed. Dark times indeed. Some Bexlite. A little picker of what be the picker? Some Hephaestonite, hey? There's some more Terranite. It's been building towns in the Wild West and fitting at the civilians like the villainy is. It's been so much fun. Some Hephaestonite. All right, let's grab this gold here. 4K rock. Oh, it's moved to the left-hand side, has it? That's the wrong mode. Oh, no. Still on the right side. I don't know what I'm doing. You get off your ass and build your cowboys for Dead Man's Hand? Good, man. Should. It's another good game. I just don't like all the clutter that Dead Man's Hand has on the table. And I haven't looked at their campaign system called Legends of Dead Man's Hand. Tiny little bit of gold in that one. Oh. A bit more gold in that one. I think what we might need to do is in the prospector. Probably need to re-up our keybinds for mining. Mining laser, there we go. Fire that one. That sounds good to me. Jettison cargo. Switch mining laser toggle. Button 27. 7. Get the map that Corn sent me of my VKBs. We'll find out which one is button 27. What's that button? Let's have a look. E. Can use our sticks. More gold in that little nugget. A huge amount of gold in this one, but you know, we'll take it. In theory, hopefully you can use them for both and get my ass kicked by you sometime. It's such a fun game, man. You know, love Legends of the Old West. A lot of gold in that. Do we have to break that? Oh, goodness me. Oh, just settle down, ship. Under the ground. It's highlighted in purple. I shouldn't have to break that again. Weird. Well, let's just get this thing out of the way. Whatevers! We got it. Big George, what's my take on SitCon? Let me have a remember what happened during SitCon. This was cool. I swear there were 2 chunks of gold here. Right. Look, I enjoyed it. You know, I'm not someone who, you know, over analyzes things or looks too critically at things. I don't really mind what happens. What did they show that was interesting? The fact that I can't remember doesn't necessarily mean that there wasn't anything interesting. It just goes to show that I've got a terrible memory. I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. I can't specifically remember anything other than the Shiv, which I absolutely love. I need to pick that up. Maybe on my alt account on Curtis Crouch. We've got to get these series running again. A Life Uncharted. I'm quite happy with the rule set that we've written. It's been ages since I've looked at it, but I always have way more fun playing on my alt accounts, either on Argo Hurston or Curtis Crouch, simply because they only have one ship, the starter package. You know, the Life Uncharted rules make everything much, much, much more interesting and complicated and slow and oh yeah, Nyx. Nyx is exciting. Nyx is coming out next month, yeah. Woohoo! That's going to be fun. Vandal. We don't actually get to FPS any, do we? Or just ship-based at the moment. So that doesn't really make anything very different. FPS crafting, hey? Can't quite remember what they said about that. Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to watch it again. But like I said, as long as there's small continuous improvement, then I'm happy with whatever's going on. Quartz, hey? Real world, in some areas of Victoria, quartz carries gold. Let's see what's in here. Some Hephaestonite. Iron. It's this little picker. Some Hephaestonite. You haven't seen it at all, Jason? You forgot it was happening? It's not very long, 2.5 hours or something. And the first half hour is just waiting for them to start. And a little bit of gold. Not a lot of gold, 24%, but you know, we'll take it. It's gold. Gonna need all that gold from a golden temple. Can't wait for my... I've ordered my stuff. Got a nice little set of pans. Some scoops. I was going to buy a sluice, a little river sluice, but I think I'll try and make my own just to start off with. And I bought some waders. So we can... when that arrives... There we go. Got my miner's rights, my license to go gold prospecting. And go mess about in the creeks. And hopefully get some flakes of gold. And then over the course of a year, might add up to a case of beer. Unless I find a really good spot and make it big. Oh dear. It's very much about just, you know, getting out into the bush, having some fun on the weekends, getting a little bit of exercise, hiking to and from creeks, playing about in the water, digging dirt up. I don't really care what's here, we're just going to take it all. Well, unless it's really, really bad. Your back is marky and stocked up in your prospector. No pancakes. No pancakes. I want to say Lewis, but Lewix. How are you, my friend, joining us on the old YouTube? Do you think the prospector needs a little upgrade? Or are you happy with the way the ship is? I'm happy with everything, man. I'm happy with everything. I can't... outside of the functionality and how mining operates or performs, which I've spoken about, constantly rant about at length, both in terms of prospecting and gem mining. I'm happy with the ship. I don't know what type of upgrades do you think it needs? Or you would like to see? This looks very familiar. That's because we've been here before. We're going in circles. You're prospecting in real life? That's awesome. I want to... I have wanted a dredge.
I apologize for interrupting, Commander. YouTube is broadcasting a subscriber alert.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Robert Blevins, for subscribing on YouTube. Welcome to After Dark.
Welcome to After Dark. Appreciate the sub over there on the old YouTube, Robert. Big George, you wanted a dredge in Nome and Sluice in the Klondike forever. We can't have dredges here. Dredges are illegal in Victoria. Can you use like a yabby pump? What's that, sweetheart? Dredges. Dredges are where you drag everything off of the surface of the creek. Run it through a sluice. Yeah, so you can't use dredges here for the mining license that I have, unless you actually own a claim or lease a claim from somebody. You'd like the prospector to be able to use size 2 lasers, honestly, Hazuki. Mm-hmm. That would be sweet. If you could put a size 2 laser on a prospector, what would be its debuff? I mean, you got to balance things out, right? You can run high bankers. We can run high bankers, yeah. We can run high bankers for sure. So I want to make my own little river sluice. I was going to buy one, you know, with some dream mat or something in it. And then I thought, look, I just want to go basic. I just want to go out there and mess about in the creek and, you know, just have some fun panning. And, you know, I live quite close to the Golden Triangle here in Victoria. That's the gold fields here in, you know, my part of Victoria between Ballarat, Bendigo and Maryborough. And my dad lives right in the middle of the Golden Triangle, so it'd be a good excuse to go out and see him and then go mess about in the creeks. And then, you know, make my own little river sluice. Cobble something together, and then, you know, make some sort of high bank, you know, modifications for it. Pay a little 12 volt, you know, maybe 2,000 gallon pump running off a 12 volt lithium battery. That way I can take out RTAX. Once I get RTAX fixed, my camper van, my self-converted camper van from my old work van that I converted. That runs fully on solar power and 12 volt lithium. And so I can chuck another couple of batteries in there. And a 100 amp lithium batteries, not insignificantly heavy, but, you know, I think that's fairly, you know, manageable to drag out with a high banker. And, you know, out of 100 amps of, you know, 12 volt lithium, you'd run a high banker for 10 hours, no problems. Not that I'd be out there running a high banker for 10 hours, but... Or I've got some more little portable 24 amp hour batteries. Take 2 of those. The 2,000 gallon per hour pumps I've been looking at run around 10 amps per hour. So one of those little batteries would run that pump for 2.5 hours. Take 2 of those batteries with me. That's 5 hours of high banking. So that's a lot of dirt. That's a lot of dirt. Rag! How are you, my friend? Thanks for joining us on the old YouTube. We're in quantum mode. Scanning would be good. Oh, I think we can scan in mining mode, right? Let's go check out this little signal over here. I've been MIA. I have been. I've been getting back into my tabletop hobby. Miniature gaming. So I've been spending quite a lot of time producing videos over on my other channel, Knights of Dice, and I'm not good at splitting time between my hobbies. I'm either all in on something or, you know, I'm not in it at all. And let's check out what this single little felsic deposit is. So I'm not good at splitting my hobby. So I'm going to have to find some way to balance out, you know, streaming some Star Citizen, messing about in the creeks looking for gold, and, you know, my tabletop miniature gaming. Just so I can share the love for each of my hobbies, you know, somewhat relatively evenly. So no more cowboys for a while. No. I'd like to just at least stream once a week And then during the week after work is when I do most of my hobby sort of stuff and then produce a couple of videos for Knights of Dice during the week. I've really got to stop saying yes to all this overtime. You know, I do monetize all of my hobbies. It's something that I'm never going to be able to avoid. You know, as an entrepreneur and as a business owner and having ran businesses since I was 12, I can never not find a way. You know, how do I turn a dollar from this? You know, even if it's $1. So, you know, I would like to, as much as, you know, doing the overtime is nice. You know, I do enjoy working. You know, when I ran Knights of Dice full time as a manufacturer, you know, I didn't have any qualms of working and working and working. But it's no real way to live, right? So if I can do my hours at work and then, you know, enjoy some of my hobbies and earn a couple of bucks from them and spend proper time with my family and the ninja, I think that's much more sane and betterer. What's this little thing over here? This is some gems. This just popped up. Wish I had a little mining tool. Not that we can do anything about these, even if they are hand minables. Glaucosite. No. Gems, hey? We can't extract those gems. Gems. What's that, Slash? What are you saying? I guess you're not all in on the streaming then, considering the 2-3 months away. Look, I'm not going to be streaming every night. Unless I get hundreds of subs, then I can justify streaming every night. I know I'm thoroughly entertaining and super professional. Gives to me your money so I can has it. Then I will be here for your entertain. See? $5, please. Let's go. But I do want to make sure that I'm getting into a consistent routine. It sort of fell off a couple of months ago when, you know, they kept on asking, hey Viv, can you stay back? Can you come in early? You know, we need someone to fill this shift. Can you do this? Can you do that? And you know, whatever, man. Whatever you need, I'm there. And that really threw the whole rhythm that I had. Not that I've ever had a proper rhythm, but the rhythm that I did have, however unrhythmic it was, out of whack. And especially if I want to take Artax up into the, you know, the Goldfield's only about an hour away from me, hour and a half. But if I want to take Artax up there, you know, I can't be finishing at 7 o'clock in the morning and then jumping in the van at 9. There may be a possibility to move to a morning shift, which would be very nice. 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. Early mornings, get to see the sunrise. And the airport's very different at night versus the day. Obviously, because you can see a lot more during the day. But it just has a different vibe. When you start before the sun rises, and you're there and then the sun slowly rises. I'm not a morning person. I hate waking up in the morning. You know. But being awake early is nice. Every time I've been awake early and, you know, gotten an early start, the day just feels so productive. And by the time it's midday and you've done heaps of stuff, it just feels real nice.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Commander. Twitch is broadcasting an alert.
Okay.
/2 on Twitch. has broken their Tim Tams into 500 bits.
Oh.
Thanks for sharing. Fine, here is your $5. Stream mode now, lol.
Hey, let's go, Slash. What a legend. All right, well, I guess that means we're streaming tomorrow too. Have a look and see what this little thing is. Let to live, man, not the other way around. Yep, 100%. How do I get ideas for businesses? I don't know, I take what I enjoy doing and figure out how I can make money from it. I'm not very good at it, mind you. But if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to do it very well. And that's going to show through to anyone who's buying whatever product or service you're trying to peddle. Got something that you enjoy doing, there'll be a way to make coin from it. Whether it's a livable income or a side gig or something like that, that's depends on what it is, right? Like, for example, this freaking sluice that I'm planning on building. I just know that after 3 months and I've built a whole bunch of different sorts of sluices and I'm like, oh, I'll build this, I'll build that, oh, I need a tool for this. I actually, if I get a brake, like a metal bending machine called a brake, I could bend up some aluminium ones, and then maybe if I do this and do that, I could figure out a way that I could sell these sluices. That's how a lot of hobby or amateur or hobbies or industries or interests or vendors of those types of things have started their business. They have an interest in something. They have the capacity, capability, willingness, or desire to, invest whatever they can afford to invest in order to make that product. And then they go for it. Sorry, Ninja, he needs to save the Tim Tams for tomorrow's stream. For example, like I mentioned, I had my first business when I was 12 called Cookie Kingdom. I love to bake. I've always loved to bake. I've always baked. More gems down there we just passed over. And so when I was 12, I used to come home from school and I'd bake biscuits, cakes, and slices. None of this would be possible now due to laws and stuff. This was a long time ago. And then I'd go, I lived, I guess you could call it, for me at that stage was the Golden Triangle. I lived right in the middle of 3 different primary schools. And so, I'd come home from school at about, 4 o'clock. I'd bake a whole bunch of biscuits, cakes, and slices. And at about 5:30, about half an hour before the after-school care programs at the schools close, Mum would take me around to each of those schools, and I'd built some little bird aviaries, I guess you could call them. And I'd put all my cakes and slices in there with a little honesty box. And then I'd come back at 6:15 to pick up whatever hadn't been sold in my little cash box. And I called that business Cookie Kingdom. And I ran that for about 1.5 years before I got my first job at Hungry Jack's when I was 14. And then I figured out how to game the system at Hungry Jack's. So if I had a 3-hour shift at Hungry Jack's, I just wouldn't clock off. I'd just wait for the next manager to come on and then say, hey, Viv, what are you doing here? And I'm saying, I'm just working. He's like, you're supposed to finish 4 hours ago. And I'd be like, oh, sorry, man. It's like, you need to clock off and go home, man. And so I'd turn a 3-hour shift into a 7-hour shift. Just don't leave. And then after about a year and a half of that, they fired me. So I went to McDonald's. It did the same thing. And then I started my second business called Card Magic when I was 16. Because I used to collect comic cards and, comic cards. But somehow I ended up becoming the state distributor for sports cards when I was 17 in year 11 at school. I used to go to the markets. This is when I lived in Canberra. I used to go to the markets on the weekends to sell my comic cards. You know, Spider-Man, X-Men, all that sort of stuff. And the ACT, Australian Capital Territory, being a big rugby state, we're more AFL here in Victoria. They loved their sports cards, especially their rugby cards. So I got into, you know, selling rugby cards at the markets. And I don't remember how, but all of a sudden, you know, I had this deal. I can't remember the names of the companies now, with two different manufacturers of Australian sports cards for rugby, football, and basketball to distribute to, you know, shopping centres and news agencies and stuff in, you know, ACT in New South Wales. I don't know how that happened. So I went from going to the markets and, you know, selling $50 worth of cars to selling like $5,000 of, you know, product every week to news agencies and shops, and I don't know how that happened. I still don't know how that happened. I don't know. I've just blanked that bit out. So yeah, find something that you enjoy doing. Then find out how other people are making money from it and do the same thing and put your own spin on it and try and do it better. Or like me, somehow you just wake up one day and you're a statewide distributor for some sports cards company. And you don't know how. Have we not been offered a biscuit? Well, the reality is, I'm giving away the secret here. The only reason I eat Tim Tams, which are made by Arnott's, is because I have a 79% shareholder stake in Arnott's. That's the real truth, ladies and gentlemen. No word of a lie. I'm Australia's cookie king. Excuse me. Went for a nap. Next minute, 9 p.m. Yeah, that's what I did. Crash, I did a U. Yeah. I need to have a proper sleep. A proper sleep. So I do have to work tomorrow. I don't have Sunday off, sadly. So we've got a couple of hours to mess about tonight and float about. Dig up some dirt. Or in this case, break some rocks. And then I'll have a proper sleep. A no alarm sleep. Oh, the luxury. No gold here. No gold. Right, the shadows are getting long. Let's head towards the sun. Also, his uncle works for Nintendo and Lamborghini. Mm-hmm. I guess what I'm trying to really say is, you know, if you want to start a business, just start out loaded, and then you can really do whatever you want. Oh, good Lord. What's the saying? How do you make $1 million in business? Start with 2 million. Step 1, be rich already. Hey, Acorn / what's it like being named after going for a piss? Oh boy. These two. That might be a purely Australian colloquialism, right? Colloquialism? An Australian slang. Taking a slash. Doing a wee. Or as Acorn says, going for a piss. Hang on, mate. Be back in a minute. Got to take a slash. Oh, we've not found much recently. We might need to go empty the hopper. Only little 32 SCU in the Prospector. Far cry from the 96 in the Mole. Look at that little shadow, that little bee buzzing around on the surface. Oh, a little obsidian deposit. This is where all the gold is. This is 100% gold, this one. I know because of how it went beep beep. See that beep beep sound means it's 100% gold. See? Like I said, 32% porous. Let's get some looking out of the windows going up. What's that? How far away is that? Closer than the other one. All right, a little bit of gold, and then we'll head on out to go check out what's happening with refineries these days. It's making up beeps now. Real, I'm serious, man. See? I knew that beep was telling me there was iron in there. And that's exactly what's in there. You know, 63% iron. You think you got 4 million now, motherfig? That's a nice sum of money. I want to go buy a Grey Cat MTC. I took the tack out yesterday. For a little bit of a float around. Was it yesterday? No, it was... Oh, could have been yesterday or early this morning. At some stage. Before now, and after the last time I saw you last night, I took the tack out. And I actually really enjoy that ship from the ship's facilities. Maybe not so much the ship itself and how freaking slow it is. But, you know, it's got a reasonable size hold to put some vehicles. Oh, a little bit of gold. I knew it. Oh, gosh. It's got a reasonable size vehicle bay. Got a bunch of seats with each seat has a weapon rack. So if you're into collecting weapons and decking out your ship, you can fit another 8 weapons in the little, you know, crew drop pod area. It's got a little medical bay with some tier 3 beds. You know, tier 3, but you know, it's tier 3, whatever. Got a lovely little living area. It's quite a nice ship. It's just slow. Commodity terminals won't let you sell, by the way, last time I checked. Went to 3 different locations, checked with other players as well. That's a bummer. All commodity terminals won't let you buy or sell, you mean, Rhino. It's not fixed on the hotfix channel either. Luckily, we're not selling nothing. That'd be annoying. We're just collecting. And we'll leave it all in the refinery and forget about it like I do all the time. And then it will just get deleted at the next patch. I'm really bad with that. You know, I'm just out here just to naff about, right? We need an episode of A Life Uncharted with either Argo or Curtis. Those have actual proper meaning. Otherwise, on my main, I just collect stuff and it just gets deleted whenever there's a patch. And at the end of the day, you know, I don't really need money for anything. Money doesn't really have any meaning, purpose, outside of just buying another ship. Please has gold. I take for me now. Oh, actually, I've got limited amount of cargo space, don't I? I should probably look for the better chunks. Just to maximize the value I'm gonna get deleted. Need to get some nom-noms, hey Slash? Go for it, mate. I had some nice broccoli with some cauliflower bacon, some bangers earlier on. Sausages, for those who don't understand Australian. Ship is way more sensitive than I keep remembering it to be. That'll do, whatever.
Did you know why we drink water? Because we can't eat it.
Oh, but we can. Watch. Oh, that's some good chewing. That's some good chewing. My thirst meter is sad. 23%. No way, man. Easy, easy. Yeah, heaps. When it gets to like 4%, that's when we need to start getting worried. Salvaging is kind of pointless at the moment. You're basically piling up those materials and just making a lot of hauling work for yourself later right now. That's the best part, man. Just massing things up in a horde and then having to sort out the horde. Snoggies, me? 700th sub? I didn't hear any notification, was there? 700 subs on the old YouTube. I'm a YouTuber, Mom! Yeah, we haven't checked in for a while, have we? Actually, no. Hey, Bubba. I'm good. Hey, guess what? Two things. One, I actually mowed the lawn the other day. Except I didn't use the catcher, so there's grass clippings everywhere, so I still need to clean that up. I know, it's been ages since I've done it. It's been ages. Oh, look, it looks better, but it's not great. Anyway, the second thing, 700 subs apparently on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm a YouTuber now. No. I think you've got to have more than 700 to get, like, the big bucks. Like, yeah. No. Yeah, I'm going to work this week. I know it's... Alright. I just wanted to say that 700. Alright. Alright, no worries. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah. Beep, and cool. That guy's such a cunt, man. 700's pretty good, man. Anyway, let's get this last little bit of gold. There we go. We're all full. Let's go. 700 subs on the old tube of you, hey? I know what mode I'm in. Here we go. SCM nav mode. Here we go. Where should we go? Which refinery should we go? Getting 6 months of streams out the fast way. Ellipsia, how are you? Crouch streams 2 days in a row. I know. All I'm doing, like I said earlier on, well, I'm just trying to get a couple of streams in, and then that means I can take a break for a couple of months. You know, again, hashtag 1SPWS, one stream per sub cycle. It's running joke. It says 700 now. Norgie is me. Is that a course for the station at her L1?
Acknowledged.
Doesn't matter which refinery, just sell to one terminal. Wait, we can't lodge a refining job? I guess we find out when we get there. Otherwise, we'll just stockpile it. Got a bunch of extra bags at Lawville. Mr. Acorn, you're going to do event points that don't get split when you share? That's just crazy. You can refine, just can't sell refined goods. That's fine. Not planning on selling anything anyway. Like I said, I just go mining and then I lodge jobs at the refinery and then I forget about them. We're not here for no money. We're not here for no money. Contact landing services.
Acknowledged. CLS has been contacted. Awaiting confirmation.
That's crazy that the points don't get split. So... oh, God, man. So you could really just have a group of people just farming points. One person's just doing the job. And 20 other people are benefiting. Deploy landing gear.
Deploying landing gear. Please stand by.
Alright, let's go. Get a 50 people in a party, yeah. Alright, hang on. Wait, we gotta unlock our ship ports. Oh, that's another thing we could teach Atreyu to do. Let's add a new command. New command. Unlock ship ports. Key press, which I think is Alt, right, Alt, and K. Then play a sound. The hell would they be? Audacity, stars. Acknowledgements. Say acknowledged. Alright, so I don't think we... Oh yeah, we do. Unlock ship ports.
Acknowledged.
Lovely. So what's going on? I don't even know if I want to see your home location inventory or not. It's full of boxes. It is. I've got hundreds of boxes. I really want the ability to wipe my account. You know, I don't understand why we can't have the ability... Hello? Why we can't have the ability to wipe our account. Do I need to take the bags off? I don't think I need to take the bags off, right? Well, let's go all the way to the refinery and find out. Maybe I need to store the ship. Let's store the ship.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
It's a MISC prospector.
Your
Let's store it.
vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
Alright. Motherfucker, you're building 2 space stations at once in the Mickey Mouse space game. Even the economy needies, excuse me, is fucked if you can have lots of stations. You had to build an entire system worth of starports to sell me stuff. I need to build more. It's like a massive factory building game in space. Store the ship. Yeah, storing the ship I think is a good idea. Yeah, I just wanna wipe my account back to my pledges, right? That's why I enjoy playing on my alt accounts, because they're so minimalistic. Right, let's go to the refinery. And empty out these bags. Snuggo, how are you? Don't worry, it'll take some gold off you. Save you from that little dilemma. YouTube crashed twice, so now Twitch. Refinery. So I know something in the refinery process changed a couple of patches ago. I don't know what it is, but I know something changed.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Commander. Which is broadcasting an alert.
Darky Khan gifted a subscription. Welcome to the After Dark Slam Squad Snuggo 11. Enjoy the Tim Tams. Darky Khan gifted a tier 1 sub to Snuggo 11. They have given 37 gift subs in the channel.
Holy crap! That sub is good for one stream. 0.33. 0.33. Hashtag 0.33. SPSS. What a legend. Thank you, Acorn. Welcome, Snuggo, to the Crouch Potatoes. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy your one stream per sub cycle. Gold. All right, let's do the gold. It doesn't matter. Let's just do what do I normally do? The Dinix. 4 hours? Dinix used to take ages. 6 minutes? Wow. It certainly is faster, isn't it, Rhino? All right, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. Let's just do this one.
Twitch is broadcasting a new follower alert, sir.
So I think now, okay.
Snuggo11 is now following on Twitch.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to After Dark.
Snuggo, thanks for the follow too, mate. Subs are not even following yet. You're doing it the wrong way round, people. So I think now you get to send it to the warehouse, right? Yeah, you get to store it in the warehouse. I like that. I like that. I really like that. Being able to just, you know, hoard things. There we go. Let's get that helmet off. Because in here will be a tasty beverage. Stay cool, bitches. I'm off outside. Have fun, Motherfig. Thanks for popping in, mate. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you for the offer of the rescue earlier, too. Before I bailed.
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality statute.
You better pick that back up. No chance, man. I'm a criminal. Alright. Where to now? Why have I taken some damage? 66%, hey? Oh, I think when the mole despawned around me from earlier on. I fell to the ground. We took some damage. All right. Round 2 of our super lucrative gold prospecting adventures.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval.
I head off to Ariel, I reckon. A poke around there. Well, since I've been there.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Health is fine, not for Crouch. You might stumble on a rock. Anything is possible. Alright, let's go. What sort of ammo do we have on us? Belt. Let's get that helmet back on. That'll help. Alright, so we have no rounds for the P8. And a handful for the... Just in case I get the hankering to stop by a quick bunker. Which I've got the hankering to stop by a quick bunker. Have fun on aerial trying to discern Valakar from rock signatures. That sounds like funs. Let's go. Again, if I was at all serious, that might be frustrating. But you know, it's probably the best. That's the biggest thing that I enjoy about rock mining and prospecting is just the flying around bit. That's the actual fun bit. Everything else is just tedium for no real purpose. But the flying around bit, that's fun. What's that? Okay. Is that a course for aerial?
Acknowledged.
We're going to find some Valakar there, are we? That's exciting. I don't think I've ever seen one in the wild. Outside of the little ones that we saw at Onyx yesterday. Maybe we get attacked by one. Snugger, you tried mining for the third time around Aberdeen. Ended up crashing my Star Lancer into a field with the buggers. You know how to rage after an hour. Oh, this could be fun. Good night, sweetheart. Love you too. That's why I only really do hauling missions. Just fly around with a bit of boxes. Yep. You broke your first 24k mass rock solo. That's a big rock, man. NASA worker. I really do like the cockpit in the Prospector. Everything's above you, easy to look at. You know, it's just a lovely, lovely cockpit. Everything is nice and clear and easy to read. Mostly. I don't think I've got any hope of breaking a 23k rock with this little arbor. Ariel has a dense atmosphere. All right. Most MISC ships make me feel like I have an ultra-wide monitor. Do enjoy MISC ships. Even with the little bowing windows in them. Little letterbox. Got a glacocyte, hey? A clear day on Ariel. Last time I was here it was a little bit soupy. Scanny, no worky. Ain't nothing here, man. Ain't nothing here. Well, so far we haven't had any issues differentiating between Rox and Valakar. Because we ain't found shit. I think somebody mentioned in one of the previous streams several months ago that they're doing a remake of Spaceballs. Anyone followed that or know anything about it? It's a sequel. Ooh.
Hey, it's Stokes. Thanks for picking up the slack. We got more work than I know what to do with.
Sequel sounds fun. They're filming it in New South Wales right now. Mel Brooks is making it. Didn't Mel Brooks pass away earlier this year? I thought Mel Brooks passed away. Obviously, I am wrong. That's a hit. What dost it be? That green in the green. Uh-oh. Something's going on. Oh, and the music changes, yeah? Mel Brooks was born in 1926. Turns 100 next June. Wow. Rick Moranis is coming back? I thought Rick Moranis had sort of quit acting. Or maybe he's coming back just for this one. What you got in your shale, man? Got some Laranite. Holding this one. 44K mass raw. Nothing that the guapo can't handle. He's just coming back for this. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's such a you know, an iconic movie, right? Here's a little bit of gold in a massive rock that we've got no chance of breaking. Gave his career for his kids when his wife passed away. Yeah. He returned to small projects about 18 months back, but has agreed to return now that his kids have grown up. Good on him. What else have we got out here? Wish my scanner would work. We should go back and fight those 3 little baby Valakar. Some desert quasi grazers, man. Dun, dun, dun. Run away, beasties! I mind you! Can we extract from these quasi-grazers? Any meatses? Oh, I've just noticed in my bags, they haven't taken out the iron. They just took from the bags the gold. That's interesting. Oh, I like that. I like that. That kind of means that you could just refine what you want to refine. I guess there's no way to extract out that iron from the bags and put it in boxes, but I guess you could refine what you wanted to refine and then just sell the raw oil. I love you too, darling. I crashed for a minute then. And then just sell the raw iron ore, or take it somewhere else to refine it. I like that. Obviously, it does mean that we've got limited quantity in our bags or capacity to pick up this bonanza of material we're finding here at Ariel. I mean, it's just been one signal after another. Been difficult, honestly, to keep up. I don't normally have the in-game music on, so it's kind of new for me to hear that change in music. Dun, 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 dun. All right, the scanner has stopped working altogether. Oh, we got a ping. Oh, another one. Heard me.
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality statute.
But listening to music and not allowing us to hear it? What, you can't hear the game music? Not listen to music? You thought it meant music. No, we don't have, we just got game music on today. So no, normally we'll have something from Epidemic Sound on in the background. It is, the game is quiet, isn't it? It's up full volume. Some Beradum. I think we might interrupt this gold bonanza. Blackosite. What are these little beasties? These look like little Valakar, yeah? Hiding in the ground. All right. Let's get out of here. Activate cruise control.
Acknowledged.
Open the contract manager.
Understood, Commander.
All right, let's go fight something. Go do one of these little help protect sites. Set a course for Hurston.
Acknowledged.
We'll go help out these security fellows and then we'll head back to Eta. Deactivate cruise control.
Certainly, Commander.
That doesn't seem right to me. Clear navigation.
Yes, Commander. Navigation cleared.
Set a course for Hurston.
Acknowledged.
No worky, hey? No worky. What are you doing, Atreyu? Can no set routy. Routy set. Hang on. Did I do the same thing? Were we not flying around? We weren't flying around Ariel. We were flying around Hurston. That's great. Fucking love it. All right, so where is our Hurge Quetler? Where are we going? Let's take one of these. We'll duplicate this. Set a course for Birch. And in here in the clipboard, paste in there HDRSO. Birch. Set a course for Birch. Set a course for Birch. Okay. When I say that, it's hearing set a course for Birch. So... let's get rid of that word the. We'll put in here Birch. Set a course for Birch.
The star map is being updated, sir.
It wasn't intentional. Is Akon there already? Hey, let's go. It wasn't intentional. It's just the second time I've done that. Instead of continuing the quantum jump to the moon that I want to go to, I just get to, you know, the orbit of Hurston and then I fly down. We've done it twice now. Why is Acorn here? Might as well share the mission with him. We'll go do a little bit of shoot, and we'll get back to our prospecting. I didn't realize before when I turned my headphones down, it actually affected the volume in OBS. Gonna get shot out here for sure. All right, let's go shoot some people. Yeah, so I must, I know that I can separate my audio from the stream audio, so that I turned it down so I could listen to what Charlotte was saying earlier. But I didn't realize that it had affected the volume on the stream. You remember Birch? This is a new location for me. Obviously, the location is new, but not the type of building, which is sad. You were approaching with a caterpillar and your game crashed. So the ship just tumbled around on the floor and my poor co-pilot box monkey just had to watch. Oh, we have no P8 ammo, which is sad. This looks like some breaking of legs country. So it looks like it's going to be troublesome to get back up. Oh, yep. Oh, dear. Aha! Ooh, a murder trolley. Acorn probably got that guy. Oh, look at that new one. Is that the one that you can get in the Citizen Con goodie pack? That's the slow one, right? But powerful, yeah? That's a bummer. Interesting. Like that, they got these new med bed area in the bunkers. That's pretty sweet. Oh, if I was looting, I'd definitely grab that guy's vest and all these guns. Oh well, mission no completey. I think if we kill this guy outside, or maybe it's just a issue with the marker. There is only 6% remaining. Medical players, when they hear about med pen or med gun or med bed, genuine horror. You're taking away my gameplay! Oh, yeah, we completed. Oh! Fuck! Where did all these guys just respawn from? Oh, good lord! Wow, okay. Maybe somebody else got a mission here. Maybe we finished the mission and then somebody else got a completely new mission. CG is really killing medical with these new med beds. You don't really mind. Slash is doing it. He's actually updating the game. All right. No P4 ammo, which is sad. Because I'm now out of ammo. Let's deal with this tier 3. Hopefully I don't get killed in the bed while I'm here. Just mowed down like 10 guys in their dog. What is that? Is that an R97 shotgun? R97 with the scope, amazing. All right. Ooh, dogs. Oh well, whoever's bunker that was, we just finished it for him. Man, that LMG sounds chunky. Alright. A little bit of killing. Back to the prospecting. And to do that, we need to go back to the prospector. 10 likes on the old YouTube tonight. Double digits. I'm a real YouTuber. Thank you so much for the 10 likes on the old YouTube. Thanks to everyone who's been chilling out with me tonight. It's been really enjoyable. A little bit of floating around. Lesser people. Thank you, of course, to everyone who's been chilling out on Twitch with me. Twitch be Twitch. Slashy for his 500 bits. That's a lot of crumbs of Tim Tams. Alright, we did our little bit of security work. Let's head on back. Is that the wolf? Activate cruise control.
Cruise control has been activated, sir. I will maintain the current speed.
Thank you.
Think nothing of it, sir.
That wolf sounds pretty nice. Sounded like an EV ship. A major torque imbalance. We took a couple of shots coming into that bunker. Is that a course for Eta?
The star map is being updated, sir.
Atreyu.
I am listening, Commander. How can I help?
You're freaking not helpful at all. Half the time you don't manage to actually do anything. What's the point of having him on board? All he's good for is deactivating cruise control. Deactivate cruise control?
Cruise control has been deactivated, sir.
the Wolf and the Shiv. Two ships that I'm interested in. The Shiv simply because it's cool and unique, right? And the Wolf, I don't know, it just looks super slick and, you know, I don't know. Yeah, we've taken some damage, man. Ship's pulling to the right. I'm going to show you this weapon animation on the Wolf. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to repair after this. The ship is, as you can see, we're slowly yawing to the right. Oh, there we go. We've stopped. Alright, see if we can get another hopper full of gold. Oh, at least as long as it's got some gold in it, I'll be happy. It'll been on for almost 3 hours. I might need to have a little stretchy. And if the ninja's left me with any Tim Tam, she has. Might have to have a midstream slam, given we didn't do one at the beginning. Oh no! Set the precedence now. No Tim Tam slam at the beginning of the stream. So we get one part way through. Oh shit! No! No, Slashy. No. No worky. Not worky for you. Oh, cool. Holy crap, it's 20 past 1. Man, I like these Sennheiser headphones. It's just that the cups are just a little bit too small. That they, if I put my ears in, like, in the cups, they squeeze my ears. But if I put them on my ears, they're sort of uncomfortable. Whereas my little Razer Barracudas are quite comfortable. It's just that they don't work well with the Rodecaster because they're not Bluetooth. I'd have to use the cord on them to plug them into the Rodecaster, and I don't like having cords on my headphones. This is a small problem. This is a small problem. Saved it. Alright, where's Acorn? I think he wanted to show me something now. Ah, he'll come and find me, I'm sure. Oh, there he is. It's a quick little ship, that Wolf. This has like a whoops. Yeah, a gun that folds out, right? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Excuse me. That convergence is very close to the ship. What a fun little ship. L21, hey? That's because you got me targeted. Yeah, amazing. He's just as good as crouch to the left and right of the target. You want to slice people open with the fin, Jason? Alright. Oh, goodness me. Uh-oh. One little little single rock key. Alright, we're getting some targets here. Maybe it's worthwhile going back to aerial. And actually going to aerial. A Fane Malign, hey? Very good. Very good. Metaphysical, my friend, how are you? Would have joined early, but your housemate and you decided to assemble the new 2-seater sofa at midnight. Only took us just over an hour, at least, so it wasn't too painful. Oh, well, now you got somewhere to chill out, man. Sounds like time well spent. This rock looks way too big for me to break. Little picker. Some Taranite in it. Some Hephaestonite. What's in this little picker? Oh, God!
Of course, Commander.
Two. Change my seating position for a little bit. Trave's an idiot, man. He's an idiot. What he understood from me saying, oh God, was lock onto target. Alright, we got a 10k rock. It's impossible. It's got a bit of gold in it. Got a nice chunk of gold in it. 39%. It's an impossible rock for me to crack. Give it a shot. I can't even break a 10k rock with this arbor. Maybe if I had some, maybe if I had like some surge modules or something like that. Oh, this would be a nice rock to take with us. But, you know, because I didn't worry about spending any time actually upgrading the laser, we's not able to. Pretty sure we couldn't get any closer to that rock. No powers. Yeah, we need some surge quirtlers. Some surge quirtlers would help us out here. Or a module. Jump out of the ship, go put a module on this rock. I've never ever successfully been able to recover, you know, one of those gadgets. Bit disappointing. Maybe they're not supposed to be recoverable. Maybe they're just like a consumable. Taranite. No, we're out here looking for gold. Why? Because gold. A little bit of quantanium, hey, and another rock that I can't break. That's a reasonable chunk of it, too. Another chunky boy, which I'm not going to be able to break. What does this little picker have for me? This is all I'm able to do. Scavenge the gold fields for the tiny flakes it is gold. That's so good. Oh, let's just take it. It's not a lot, but you know. Another huge monster we can't break. Are all rocks in the same batch of the same makeup? Oh, they can vary slightly. It's something I really enjoy, you know, having to look through each of them and see what's there and see how they change things. We're pretty much at capacity anyway, 31.13%. Let's head back and sort out this this incredible payday we have. Set a course for the station at her L1.
The star map is being updated, sir.
Back to Green Glades. The in-game music is just nice and relaxing. Super chill. Get overtaken, you fuck. I am in a slow ship. Are you not supposed to be out doing that mission, assassinate Danielson and seize the data pad so I can have the credits? What's going on? This wasn't part of the agreement. You were supposed to do the mission, and I was supposed to get points for it. Some panels, hey? They're all bugged, hey? Sounds like an excuse to me. Contact landing services.
Contact submitted. Stand by for confirmation.
Hangar assigned.
Hangar assigned. Landing gear.
Yes, Commander. Landing gear is being deployed.
Alrighty. So, I'll have a better look this time to see if there's a empty out the bags sort of option. Just put everything else in the trash, thank you very much. Not that we've got a lot of gold in there that's worth actually refining, but... What's that, sweetheart? Good night, sweetheart. But we'll go back and have a bit of a look-see. Come to my hangar if you want to see ship. That sounds really suspicious. Where the fuck am I going? Righto. Get this little bit of gold. I think it's 1 point something SCU of gold, excuse me. And we might have a look while we're here for a laser upgrade for the Prospector.
The homing glass has been found. Report to the manager's office if you think it's yours.
Excuse me. Much tired. Alright, let's have a look and see what options it has. Right, select material location. Ah, damn it, I forgot to store the ship. That's alright, we can buy ourselves a laser. We'll go back, store the ship. Put the laser on the ship. Come back to the refinery. Alrighty. What do we have? A Hofstadter. Nothing that we can use. What? They've got a Klein and a Hofstadter. So we need to go to Herald 2. Or see what Tammany and Sons have. Oh man, what's going on? Well, that's a little disappointing.
Everything good?
Hangers and Habs. Alright, we'll go have a look at Acorn's ship. Store the Prospector. I wonder, we'll see, I guess I'll find out when I go to lodge that very tiny refinery job if there is some way to empty out the bags, or if the jettison cargo feature actually works to jettison out all the junk. Oh god. Alright. Might be time for a little break. It's like a 1950s, you know, muscle car, right? Where they used to lift up the front of the vehicle. That was the style at the time. Shiny. Very shiny. Got some RGB lighting on it. I like this little gold sort of bronze paneling detail at the back. Look at this little rocket engine. It's very 1960s, isn't it? Weapon rack. That's pretty sweet. Remember those days fondly, do I? No step. It's very nice, isn't it? Oh, what's Acorn trying to point out over here? Storage. Oh, you don't even need to open the canopy. You just sort of go through it. Pretty cool. Listen to that sound. Alert, shields down in enclosed structure. Like that, I do like the dash. The MFDs. Let's try out these guns, hey? What a fun little vehicle. Okay, so the canopy does open. Man, missed the animation on the wrong side. That's a fun little vehicle. All right, let's go store the prospector. You don't normally warp on ships, but that one looked so nice. It does look, it's a lovely ship. Okay.
Welcome to the
Maybe it has
ASOC
stored the
vehicle
ship?
retrieval system.
Maybe it's just disappeared. Oh, okay, it stored it.
Please visit us again.
Normally in these sort of rental hangars, it stores the ship as soon as you leave, right? Why then was it not available at the refinery? And then you warp onto the 2-week paycheck worth of ship. Oh, the good old Idris. Oh, holy crap. I mean, when you put it like that, the interest doesn't really sound so expensive, right? It's only 2 weeks worth of work. You know, if you didn't have to pay for anything else, then 2 weeks worth of work's not a lot to pay for a cool, funky ship that you'll have forever,
Until further notice.
or until the game stops running. Hey, let's go! Alright, why does this not work then? There we go, it's working now. Okay, so if we set up a work order, refine our tiny little bit of gold, I can't see anything else that sort of says get rid of the waste. So let's confirm that. Accepting this work order will discard one or more materials. Well, that didn't happen. They cannot be recovered once processing begins. If this is acceptable to you, please click confirm below, otherwise click cancel. Okay, we'll click confirm. Select the prospector. So we've still got stuff in here. So then how do we then get rid of this material? I mean, we could refine the iron and the borace. Why not? It doesn't really matter. Not really. It's just going to sit here anyway. But how do we get rid of the inert material? Do we have to eject that? Buy new saddlebags, you reckon, Acorn? I wonder what happens if I move some of this to the warehouse if it stops the job. You bought the mold bags and put them on your prospector? I do have saddlebags down at Lawville. Oh man. Maybe I should go to bed and actually have like a proper sleep. Let's go. It's interesting. Like, because eventually your saddlebags would just get filled up with inert material. And then what, you just ditch them and get new ones? They're pretty expensive. Proper sleep is important to a healthy body, but who the fuck wants a healthy body? The fact that I can't stop yawning, oh goodness me, is a clear indication that I need to have some coffee. And some cake. Oh man, I want some cake. Maybe I'll make a cake. Bake up a nice chocolate cake. I should have everything I need. I don't have enough chocolate to make some brownies, unfortunately. What does that say? Oh no, I cannot read it. I cannot read that one. Blends into the background of my blue background. Good night, sweetheart. Guess we could have a look and see what happens with the ejection stuff, right?
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Let's get that prospector.
Your vehicle has been delivered to please visitors again. Goodbye.
I don't think the jettison cargo thing has ever worked in the prospector. So it may be the case that once the bags are full of inert material, Error 41058, I guess you're not loading up the game right now anyways. Saved you from setting up your stick, so slash. It does seem really strange to me that there'd be no way to empty out the contents of your bags. There's a way to empty the saddlebags. Some sort of crazy workaround, hey? The game is full of never-ending workarounds. Put it in Sydney with a sign saying, "Ore for sale, $200. And by morning, it'll be gone." Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put out a really nice barbecue that, came out of my warehouse that I just didn't need anymore. But, I've got another nice one here at home. And so I put it on the sidewalk thinking, oh, yeah, someone will take this. This is a nice barbecue. And nobody did. Somebody cut the gas regulator off it and somebody took the hot plates out of it. But that's it. And then I said to my wife, I was like, I should have put a sign on it saying barbecue $100. And then somebody would have just taken it. Oh, we didn't repair the ship, did we? Clever. Is there a landing pad we can quickly drop down onto? Yeah, there's one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, people be picky. You wouldn't want free shit, but if they think it's shit for sale, they'll steal it. Yep. A person in the UK with the fridge in their front yard for like 2 months. They painted a St. George cross on the front of it. And it was removed within a day. Yeah. All right, let's give this ship a quick repair. And we'll have a look. I don't think there's going to be any option for us to sort out these bags, eh? Let's have a look on the mining. Jettison cargo, left alt and J, hey. Alright, so we got some inert material, left alt and J. It does nothing! Interesting. Well, that's I like that you can split out, you know, something from your hopper to refine and leave everything else in there, but the fact that there's no way to get that leftover stuff out, at least that I'm aware of, seems problematic. Is that a course for the station at her L2?
Acknowledged.
Alright, we'll head on over to the other refinery. Did they change that in the refinery? They used to just take the inert materials and dispose of them in the job. You know, still have my... They only took the minerals for the job that I lodged and left everything else, including the inert material. So we're now refining the gold, and I think we put in there the iron and the borace to clear those out. But now we've got 2 SCU of inert material in my bags. That's a bit of a bummer. Because that's going to build up over time and just slowly reduce the capacity of my bags. Did I ever play Outer Worlds? I don't think so, no. Sounds familiar, but I might just have heard the name of the game in passing. Contact landing services.
Contact submitted. Stand by for confirmation.
Is the sequel out next week? Next weekend, you're going to be no-lifing it? No, I don't know what it is. Nothing comes to mind. Yeah, you'd think, Calypsy, that there's got to be a way to get it out of there, but... As with much of Star Citizen, there's nothing that's immediately evident.
Vehicle retrieval system.
There's probably some sort of workaround.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facilities.
Like take the saddlebags off, store them, you know, log out to the menu, log back in, retrieve them, put them on a mold, take them off, and then put them back on a prospector or something like that. Or maybe they have really just become a consumable that once they're too full of junk, the junk can't be cleaned out. They've got to be, you know, hey, they've got to be repurchased, serviced, recycled, and new ones fitted. Might have a look on the YouTubes or Google to see if someone has posted something about it. Yeah, if that's the case, they need to make them cheaper, because they're pretty expensive. I think a new set of bags for a prospector is like 28 grand or something. Alright, let's go have a look and see if we can find a better laser impact or a helix or something. In fact, this game is like 75% workarounds. Is pretty sad though. Must be rough for a new player. It's really bad. It really is bad. You know, hopefully at some point in time when the game's much further along in its development and all the features are done, that sort of gameplay doesn't have to occur. Nope, wrong place. Alright, we might have a look for a laser head and then I might have to call it there, I reckon. I'm getting pretty tired. Alright, the Lancer, Impact 2, and a Helix. Okay, so these guys don't have an impact here, hey? Maybe the impact I have to get from Tammany and Sons. What happened at your old age? It will indeed. Alright, let's buy this. I just need one of them, thanks very much. Let's see what sort of modules they have. So now, I normally just run passive modules because I can't be bothered with the active ones and having to, you know, replace them and all that sort of stuff. But I guess if I want to break bigger rocks, we're probably going to need stuff like the Surge and the Stampede and... These guys only have a Stampede. Minus 10 to the laser instability, minus 10 shatter damage, and 135% mining laser power. Now I think the Surge is 150% laser power, but only lasts for 7 seconds. This one is 135, lasts for 30 seconds and has 6 uses. I think the Surge is 150 power, lasts for 7 seconds and has 8 uses. Oh, I couldn't be 100% sure. Stick a focus on it to increase the optimal charge window. And then we could stick something like a Stampede or a Surge on there. Don't know. All I know is we need more power. From that perspective, I could put dual rigger C3s on there. They're 125%, aren't they? 25% increase on your laser source. Don't know. I need to vague out for a little bit. Thank you everyone who's been chilling out with me tonight on the old Twitcheroo, on the old YouTubers. 12 likes on the old YouTube. Legendary, thank you to everyone who's been dropping their likes. Thank you to everyone over on Twitch. Snaggo for your follow. Slash for those 500 bits. Acorn gifting out a sub to Snaggo as well. Legendary, Big George, Jason for resubscribing. I've really had a lovely time tonight just floating around. Just enjoying, you know, just a little bit of chilled space rock mining tonight in old Star Citizen. Mostly Twitch though, right, Slash? Oh, well, look, there's more people watching on Twitch than there are on YouTube, but YouTube tells me that 12 people like the stream on YouTube, whereas on Twitch, the only way that I know if people like the stream on Twitch is from the love that I feel. Legendary, have a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoy your Sunday, or if it's going to be Saturday for you, then whatever day it is for you, I hope that you enjoy it, and I shall catch you guys soon. Next time. Not tomorrow, I'm working. But next time. Soon TM. Which button do I press? This one. See ya!